Welcome to Control Lab. Today we are going to conduct our experiment on PID controller, and our aim of the experiment is to study the performance characteristics of an analog PID controller using simulated system. In this section we will design our PID controller with two methods, trial and error tuning method and continuous cycling method. This is our PID controller module, and here it is its controller, which consists of P, I and D, and this is process, which consists of delay, integral, time constant, and here two knobs are given for the adjustment of frequency and the input value. Before conducting the experiment, we have to calibrate this controller. So before starting the experiment, it is necessary to calibrate the P, I and D potentiometers. And in calibration process, we have to find out the Kc, Ki and Kd maximum. And these potentiometers are of 10 turn types, and each turn is divided into 10 parts by dial scale, and each part is further divided into 5 divisions, so that the total dial range of 0 to 1 has a least count of 0.002. A full revolution of a knob will give a reading of 0.1 in a dial. To obtain a parameter value, we have to multiply the full scale value. If our full scale value for P potentiometer is 20, then if our dial setting is 0.032, then our Kc will be 0.032 into 20, which will give 0.64. So to calibrate the controller, we have to put the frequency at low range and follow the steps to conduct the calibration process. And first we will do the calibration of P potentiometer. For that we have to apply 100 millivolt peak to peak to the controller, and we have to put the I and D potentiometer at 0 position and P potentiometer at maximum position. And here it is given the formula to find out the Kc maximum, which is peak to peak square wave output by peak to peak square wave input. Then we have to do the calibration of I potentiometer. For that we have to put the D and P potentiometer to at 0 position and I potentiometer to at maximum. In this case also we have to apply the 100 millivolt peak to peak square wave input. And this is the formula to find out the Ki maximum, which is 4 into frequency into peak to peak triangular wave output in voltage by peak to peak square wave input in volt. Here our frequency is our input frequency. Then we will do the calibration of D potentiometer. For that we have to put the P and I potentiometer to 0 and D potentiometer to maximum. and in this case we have to apply the triangular wave input, and our output will be in square wave. And here it is the formula to find out KD maximum, which is peak to peak square wave output in voltage by 4 into frequency into peak to peak triangular wave input. Here the frequency is input frequency. In the calibration process, we have to calibrate one by one. First we will do P potentiometer calibration, then I potentiometer, then D potentiometer. So we have connected the circuit for the P potentiometer. We have applied step input to the controller, and controller output is taken for measurement, and we have removed this I and D connection so that this I and D will be zero value, because to calibrate P potentiometer we have to set the P potentiometer in the maximum position and I and D potentiometer to the minimum. Now we set the potentiometer at maximum position. Now we will apply 100 millivolt to the controller. This is the level adjustment knob, and by using this we can adjust the value of input. This is the response, and we have to adjust the input, which is in channel 1 to 100 millivolt. Okay, our channel 1 is showing 100 millivolt. And output is 1.90 volt. We have to apply the formula to find out Kc maximum. Now we will do the calibration of I potentiometer, and we have set this I potentiometer to maximum and P and D to minimum. Now we will switch on the system and apply 100 millivolt to the system and see the response. Here we can see the channel 1 is showing 100 millivolt peak to peak, and its output in channel 2 4 volt, which is in triangular wave. And we have to note down this input and output and the frequencies also, and apply these values in the formulas to find out the Ki maximum. Now we will do the calibration process of D potentiometer. For that we have to put the P and I potentiometer to the minimum position and D potentiometer to the maximum. And for the calibration of D potentiometer we have to apply the triangular wave input. Okay. Now we will switch setup and see the response. We can see here the input is triangular wave and output is square wave. our input value is 1.4 voltage and output is 480 millivolt. We have to note down these values and put these values in the formulas to find out the KD maximum. After doing the calibration process, we have to do the PID tuning, and first we will do the trial and error tuning method. This is a simple and systematic method for online PID tuning, and for this we have to first reduce the value of I and D to 0 and increase the Kc value gradually till sustained oscillation is obtained. And the value of proportional gain at which the sustained oscillation is obtained is called as ultimate gain, Kcu. Now we will set the Kc value to half of the value at which sustained oscillation is obtained and go to the next step. In the next step, we will increase the I potentiometer gradually till sustained oscillation. And after obtaining the sustained oscillation, again we have to set the Ki value to 1/3 of the value at which the sustained oscillation is obtained. And after doing this, we have to go to the next step. In the next step, we have to increase the D potentiometer till sustained oscillation. And after obtaining the sustained oscillation, we have to adjust the D potentiometer at a value at which 1/3 of the value at which it was obtained the sustained oscillation. Now we will do the PID tuning. First we will do the trial and error tuning. For that we have connected the circuit in closed loop. In the closed loop circuit, the controller output is connected with one delay and one time constant, and the process output is connected with the feedback point. Now we will do the error tuning method. For that we have to apply 1 volt peak to peak. Here it is showing our channel 1 volt peak to peak. Now we will increase the P potentiometer till sustained oscillation is coming. We have increased the P potentiometer till the position 6, and this is our sustained oscillation. Now we have to set the P potentiometer and half of the value, means the sustained oscillation is coming at position 6, so we have to set this at half of 6, which is 3. With the position 3 of P potentiometer, this is our response. Now we will increase the I potentiometer till sustained oscillation will come. We have increased the I potentiometer till sustained oscillation, and the sustained oscillation is coming at position 9, and this is our oscillation with position 9 of I potentiometer. Now we have to set this I potentiometer at 1/3 of present position, so 9 of 1/3 will come 3. We have to set this at position 3. Next is our D potentiometer. Now we have increased the D potentiometer till its sustained oscillation, and the sustained oscillation is coming at position 9, and this is the response with the position 9. Now we have to set the D potentiometer at 1/3 of the present value, which will come 3. After trial and error tuning method, now we will do our continuous cycling method. In this method, we have to use the ultimate gain KCU and the time period, which is called ultimate time period PU, to find out the P, I and D value. This table 1 is shown here, and we have to put the value of KCU and PU to find out the PID values, and put those values in the controller and find out the response. This is our sustained oscillation which we have obtained at position 6 of P potentiometer, means our setting is 0.6. So our gain will be 12. So our ultimate gain also our 12. So KCU is equal to 12, and the ultimate time period is the time period between two successive peak, which we can measure using the cursor, so which is 19 millisecond. So using this KCU and PU, we have to find out the PID values of continuous cycling method. This is our connection for our continuous cycling method, and the connection is same as our trial and error method. In this method, we have to set the P, I and D value as per the table which we have calculated, and we have to put those values in P, I and D setting, and this is our response according to the setting.